Right, Tommy, 10 questions. It's just give us an answer and a reason why.
Right.
All right. And Humps wouldn't answer any of these. Right. Question number one. Favourite ground that you've played at?
Anfield. Special memories growing up, and obviously I scored at the Cop End, so Anfield definitely number one for me.
Oh, fantastic. Number two, toughest opponent, as in who was the hardest player that you played against? Not actually physically tough, but who did you think every time you played against them, I'm going to have a hard match today?
The hardest or the best was Vieira, 100%. Just all arms, all legs, absolute powerhouse. If you're talking hardest player in the lower leagues, it's Gary Brabham. And I think Tinks mentioned him the other week.
Yeah, he did,
He was an absolute... He was a doorman, I think. He used to be a doorman, nightclub doorman, and I used to hate playing against him because he could head it better than he could kick it. His neck was just out here. He was an absolute monster. So I hated it. Honestly, I wouldn't sleep the night before. He was an animal, absolute animal. Look, I think he's supposed to be a lovely guy off the field as well.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah. There can't be many people that have gone from Vieira to Gary Brabham.
Contrast, bit of a contrast.
Right, next question. Favourite manager?
Well, just because of the sort of success I had, or I enjoy, the best. He got the best out of me, and I did pretty well for him. So Joe Royle, definitely.
Perfect. Next question. Your favourite goal?
Oh, that's a tough one. I scored a decent one for Hartlepool against Blackpool at Bluefield Road. I think it was just inside the opposition half, just near the halfway line. I think the goalkeeper's cleared it to the halfway line. I think Hendo had knocked it down to it, and it took a bounce, and I've sort of volleyed it over the keeper from about just over the halfway line. So that would have to be up there. I'm trying to think of any others that stand out. There was a few for Ipswich. I scored a decent one for Huddersfield against Scunthorpe. But I think the Hartlepool one could be up there, yeah, off memory.
And Tommy, just while we're talking about goals, what about penalties? Because when you took our penalties, I was the most confident I've ever been that we were going to score a goal. Did you go on and take penalties for all the other clubs as well?
I did, and I had a good record at Ipswich. And then I went to Sheffield Wednesday, and I missed one for Sheffield Wednesday. Elliott saved it, who went on to Newcastle when we played against Charlton. He saved it right in the corner, and then I scored a few more after that. And then I missed a couple for Huddersfield. I missed one in the playoff final. And I was back up again. If Simonson, the goalkeeper, had scored, I was back around again to score. So
I was at that game. It went on forever, didn't it?
Oh, it wasn't the best of games, neither. I mean, it was a red-hot day. I nearly scored it near the end of extra time. I got cleared off the line, and I went into penalties, and I was first up, and we missed our first three, and we still got promoted. But yeah, I wasn't looking forward to if Simonson had scored. I was absolutely quaking. But yeah, I was confident from the spot, but once you missed one, it sent a little bit of doubt. But like I said, I was quite successful early doors.
Did you practice them?
Never ever practiced them. Never ever practiced them. It was just a sort of instinct, natural thing to just get me sort of hard side foot, try and get it into the corner, and then I got a few.
They were always quite low though, Tommy, weren't they? Always just like rolling into the corner with a bit of pace.
Always low, just a hard side foot right into the corner, always low. And like I say, I was quite very successful early doors and up until the later years.
You made it look easy, mate, definitely. Right, next question. Ugliest teammate?
Don't know. You wouldn't like to meet Tim Speverick, would you? I know we mentioned him earlier on a night out. You know what I mean? In a dark place, bit of an angry man. I'm trying to think. It's a tough question, that. Tough question. Pass. Pass.
Right, next one. The fastest teammate?
Fastest? Good question.
We should send these through beforehand, shouldn't we?
You should, because you put me on the spot.
Too many players to think of, isn't it?
I know, that's what I mean. I've got too many. Darren Bent, as a young kid coming through at Ipswich when he first broke into the team, was lightning. You know, any ball over the top, he would just get onto the end, and he was dead skinny, dead slight, and he was rapid. So off the top of my head, he's probably the one that stands out really, Darren Bent. And there's probably others who were as quick or quicker, but I just can't think of any off the top of my head.
Tommy, this isn't one of the questions, but I'm just thinking when you mentioned Darren Bent, who was the best goal scorer that you played with, and who was your favourite centre forward? Because I know that might be different. Who was your favourite centre forward that you played with?
Darren Bent was the best goal scorer, but the best centre forward I played with was Pablo Canago, a Spanish lad who played for Ipswich. He was unbelievable with his back to goal.
Yeah.
And beginning of the show, we mentioned about obviously me playing balls around the corner. He was I just knew where he was. I didn't have to look. He was there all the time, and that's probably why I got a lot of my goals and had a good spell at Ipswich, because I had an unbelievable link up with him. I didn't have to look. I would play balls, and he was there, and he would hold the ball up, and he would play it back into us, and he was fantastic back to goal. And it's quite funny because I'd signed from Hartlepool, and he'd signed at the same time, and he'd just won the Under-21 World Cup with Spain, and he played in a team with Xavi. He played with Casillas. He played with all the big hitters. And I think he came in one day and he went, "Oh yeah, what team did you play for?" And I went, "Hartlepool." And I think he looked at me as if, "What have I signed? Where have I come from? I've come from Spain." You know what I mean? Won the World Cup with the 21s. I'm now with someone who's just played for Hartlepool. What has gone wrong? But we got on really well on and off the pitch, and I still speak to him now. And he was top draw.
It reminds us of the time when I think Coops was a manager when he took us to Leeds for a pre-season friendly, and we all got off the bus with our tracksuits on, and we were playing the sort of reserve team at the time, or it'll be under 23s now. And I'll never forget, Julian Gray was playing left wing for them, and he absolutely ripped my arse out, honestly, the whole game. But as we were getting off the bus, Mark Viduka and someone else was stood at the side, and he was like, "Who's this team coming off here?" And someone went, "Hartlepool United." And he went, "Oh, them guys, I love them." And we turned around, all of us to a man went, "Eh?" And he went, "They're our footballers' wives." To be fair, Hartchester might have given them a better game on the day. They were terrible.
Brilliant. Oh, brilliant.
Right. Did Canago, did he have long hair?
Yeah,
I remember him. He was
so
a good player, him.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, he would twist you as
him.
well. He would twist you inside out. He was very good. Very good.
Right. Now, you probably could be the answer for this next question, but you're not allowed to say yourself. So, biggest drinker?
Oh, not now. I'm definitely now. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I hate drinking these days because I hate it being in my system the next day. So if I have a drink, the next day I have to go for a run or I have to get it out as I hate it being in my system. The best drinker, if you're talking Hartlepool, I'm trying to think.
It doesn't have to be Hartlepool, Tom. It can be anyone that you played with.
I played with some. Ben Thatcher liked to drink. Ben Thatcher, Ipswich.
I've got a beauty story about him, by the way. We were in Magaluf once, and my mate Robbo would come. What was the other lad? Mark Kennedy.
All right, go on.
I think you might have been there.
He came one year with Luke Young. He brought his brother-in-law, Luke Young.
Ben Thatcher and Mark Kennedy were in the bar. They were absolutely steaming. Like, literally could hardly stand up. So my mate's gone to the bar. He's come back, and it was a time when you're drinking vodka Red Bull.
Yeah.
So my mate's come back, and he's got about 4 or 5 pints of vodka Red Bull. He's drank half of his, put it on the table. We're just chatting away, and then we turn around. My mate's gone, "What the hell are you doing?" To Ben Thatcher, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?" Because there wasn't any bad crack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And turn around, Ben Thatcher had his knackers and my mate's pint.
That doesn't surprise me.
For no reason.
No, I just dropped them in. So my mate was going to try and knock him out, and he was like, "Don't worry, mate." And he gave him loads of money and like, "Go and get yourself another pint." But I just dropped his knackers in for no reason.
Oh, he was great value on a night out, but towards the end of the night, you just didn't want to be with him. You just wanted to get out of the way of him because he would just, like you just said there, he would just do some stupid stuff like crazy stuff. Right,
last question, Tom. Teammate that you wouldn't want to be in your family?
God. Ben Thatcher.
You couldn't have them at family parties with his bollocks.
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I played with some good lads and some lads who's obviously not so good, but like I say, I can't really think off the top of my head. I mean, memories.
Yeah, I know it's tough when you put on the spotlight.
Yeah, it is.